After so many years saying that I was going to go back to Mexico, one day I did it. It was on August 25th of 2015. And I was ready to implement my ideals. I was ready to use every molecule of my being to do what I felt that I needed to do, which was do something for my country. I went into law enforcement. That was the first thing I did. I mean, we talk about corruption, we talk about all these things that happened, and it was all true. I saw it firsthand. There was so much corruption, there was bribes, there was basically police escorts for cartel members. There were killings, yes, hard killings, even by police officers who had their gun for their work, the legitimate one, if you can even call it that, and the one for crooked businesses, crooked dealings. And not only that, but I mean, one of the officers as well owned a brothel where more than likely human trafficking was taking place. Everything I saw, bribes, cooperation with cartel members, police officers being themselves cartel members, seeing all these situations that should not happen. It really puts things into perspective of how big the problem is. It's big, trust me. It's one person can't change it. Everything kind of culminated in one day where, well, we had no idea what we were going into. We just received a report of a fight going on. I was the first one to get there, me and another friend. And I was the very first one that got out. And we were immediately intercepted by 8 guys. 8 males. I thought that they had been the ones that called. I introduced myself to them, like, good evening. Did you guys call? This, normal stuff. And of course, they were not. They were cartel members. And once they pulled out guns on us, I mean, I was forced into the ground. We were being harassed, called every name in the book, being told that we were going to get killed, that no one was going to leave there alive, to not use the radios. And my life was in their hands, basically. I was thrown on the ground. I got hit on the gun with on the right side of my head, on my temple. And of course the guns were loaded. I mean, they weren't playing games. I mean, I'm surprised that the gun didn't go off, The situation became a little chaotic. They were about to let us go, but then more police officers showed up that angered them. Okay, so you guys, they basically said, you guys call for reinforcements. Okay, we'll show you, basically. To make a long story short, because trust me, it's a very long story, it turned into a shooting. When they started shooting, well, we had to respond. At that time, I did not have a gun, none at all. And so I wasn't even responsible for what happened to one of them. One of them was hit on the back of his neck and his back. And turned into a police chase, into a car chase. They were apprehended in another municipality. So they were caught. Well, almost immediately we started receiving death threats. They would call us by our first names, and me, they referred to me as a tall white new officer. And they said that we're gonna get us right out of police headquarters, that they were gonna torture us, that they were gonna murder us, that we were the ones who had escalated the situation for even showing up. And that's no way to live. Knowing that that you're just doing your job, and that you weren't, like in my case, I had not even been responsible. I had not even thrown one bullet, and I was being threatened with being butchered, getting beheaded. And of course, the same police officers who were working with him, who were friends with him, I'd given them all the information. I'd given them everything to work with. Well, after everything that happened, I quit. If you get killed in the line of duty, that's one thing. But if you get sold out, if you get tortured, if you know that your family members could be subject to painful torture, it's easy to see things on the news, but it's another thing to live in. It's another thing to be tested so thoroughly, to have your ideals being tested every single day of your life, where you're at war with your mind, with everyone else. It's not easy, and it's a miracle that I'm even here alive telling this story, because there were so many situations where everything could have ended. I was one of the lucky ones.